An NBA insider proposes a crazy deal, hypothetically, that sends Zach LaVine over to the Nets for Ben Simmons. I know as Bulls fans, why would we even entertain bringing in Ben Simmons? I'm going to break down exactly why this might be a sneaky good deal if the Chicago Bulls were to explore that this offseason, along with the injury update to Coby White and Alex Caruso. I'm your host, Rico Greenhowe, and this is another episode of Bulls Digest. Before we jump into it, want to let you know that 74.9% of you guys that watch the videos are actually not subscribers. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with your latest news with all that is going on with the Chicago Bulls. So let's jump into it. And that is the LaVine trade to the Nets, guys. This is put out there by Greg Swartz of Bleacher Reports, who puts out a hypothetical trade for the Chicago Bulls. So let's go ahead and jump into what was said here, and then we're going to break into why this is a good or bad move for the Chicago Bulls. So let's go ahead and throw that up. So could a trade for another polarizing oft-injured all-star be in order? Brooklyn is the perfect destination for LaVine, a franchise in need of some scoring punch and with no incentive to tank, Bleacher Report's Greg Swartz wrote on February the 29th. Assuming LaVine makes a full recovery from foot surgery and gets back to his all-star level of play, the 28-year-old could serve as the primary scorer and playmaker for the Nets team that already features a lot of defensive talent. If there's any concern about LaVine's ability to stop opponents, putting him in a starting lineup that features Mikal Bridges and Nick Claxton would help alleviate those worries. Swartz presents a hypothetical trade swapping LaVine for Ben Simmons and draft capital. By the numbers, the package includes Ben Simmons, a 2029 first-round pick, unprotected via the Dallas Mavericks, and a second-round pick, which includes the 2026 and 2028 picks there. LaVine, 28, is under a $138.9 million contract for the next 3 seasons, whereas Simmons has an expiring $40.3 million contract next year. So, why trade LaVine for Simmons? The Bulls seek to offload LaVine's significant salary and acquire valuable assets, while the Nets aim to enhance their offensive capabilities with a proven scorer. The proposal suggests a strategic realignment of resources and talents for both teams to optimize their competitive positions in the league here. The bottom line, the potential trade presents a calculated move for both the Chicago Bulls and the Brooklyn Nets, offering financial relief for the Bulls and scoring boosts for the Nets, reshaping their strategies and opportunities for the future. All right, guys, so a lot to unpack here in this. So when you're looking at this, we're thinking to ourselves, obviously, Ben Simmons is a guy that's only played like 42 games last season. I get the fact that he led the league in 2019 in steals. I get the fact that he was the rookie of the year. I get the fact that he's made a couple NBA teams or defensive teams and things like that. But the bottom line is that if we're thinking from a Chicago Bulls standpoint, we're getting a guy that's averaging 6.7 points, 6.7 rebounds, only a steal a game, and we think we're going to use him as an asset on the court. We have to think about it like this. We're not going to get Ben Simmons and then we're going to say, okay, we want him to get to an all-star level. This is perfect for us because it solves the bottom line. We want to get LaVine off our books, all right? And we also want to get LaVine out of there so we can go ahead and we can offer more opportunities for Coby White and then also too for Dosunmu to actually rise, and we can continue this youth movement, right? It will create space in a lot of different ways, not only financially, but also too for playing time as well. And this is one of the things that I'd say the Chicago Bulls would absolutely be just in exploring this offseason, because the reality of the matter is that over the last couple games and really moving into this point, the question or the elephant in the room is like, will we bring LaVine back? Should we bring LaVine back? And I think that the way DeRozan has played with this young talent definitely goes ahead, and I think it solidifies why we need to move on from Zach LaVine. I know we're not getting an all-star player back necessarily, but we're getting draft capital, and we also can free up some space. Perhaps maybe we even buy him out, because the bottom line is that Ben Simmons is in the last year of his contract. It would be far more beneficial for us to go ahead and possibly buy him out if necessary. And if we have to medically retire Lonzo Ball, we can get him off the books, and then we can go ahead. We can allocate some money in free agency for either bringing DeMar DeRozan back, and I think that we should. And we also, too, can focus a bit more on Patrick Williams if we feel like now that LaVine is out of there, that he is going to have a real opportunity to thrive in our lineup. Then certainly we can spend for that, and then we can go out there and maybe get us a low-end star or a couple more pieces on the bench here. But I think that this is a huge win for both teams, too, because not only from a Chicago Bulls standpoint do we clear off the salary, we open up some space here for our youth movement, but the Nets do go ahead and get their score that possibly they think can push them farther in the East. And LaVine, we know he doesn't play very good defense or whatnot, so he's actually paired with some good defenders. So maybe it's a win-win situation for both clubs to get them out of a miserable situation. So I like it thus far. Lastly, let's talk about what is going on with Coby White and Alex Caruso here. So just going into the injury update, guys. So the state of the team is this. We're moving into a stretch where we are going to be taking on the Portland Trail Blazers tonight. And so really what the bottom line here is that we need to win 3 games, and we are going to be back to the 500 level. So that's going to be huge moving forward as we try to solidify ourselves. So right now we are currently in the play-in situation, and Coby White has missed 2 games, and he's in danger of missing the 3rd. From what I'm reading right now, it looks like that he is actually going to be doubtful for tonight's game. So it looks like it's going to be his 3rd straight game missed. And then also, too, on top of that, Alex Caruso, he has had some left toe soreness as well. So, I mean, that's understandable considering how intense that Alex Caruso plays on the defensive end. I mean, he's always getting these nick and knack injuries, but I love it because he plays so hard. And I mean, at the bottom line, it's a little scary right now for us because we have 2 of our main pieces that are out, especially one of our better stars who I think is definitely going to be the most improved player of the year and part of our youth movement, Coby White. But in wake of that, Dosunmu, who's played so well, he actually had a big 34 points against the Wizards, guys. And so I think this is going to be a win-win situation for us. And I think that the bottom line is this, that I think we should be able to handle the Portland Trail Blazers tonight, and I think that the schedule is actually going to be pretty favorable for the Chicago Bulls moving forward. So I think that we're in a great situation here, even with our 2 stars sitting out. And from what I'm reading as well is that the situation with Coby White is not serious. I think it's just more so just they're wanting to take the most amount of time with Coby White, guys, because remember, he is up there in minutes played, guys. I mean, he's played extreme minutes, and he hadn't missed a game until he had this hip injury. So it's better that we go ahead and rest Coby White now so we can have him in our stretch run. And same for Alex Caruso as well. I think that, we should be able to handle an inconsistent Portland Trail Blazers team tonight, even though they do have a little bit more size on us with Ayton and such. But I think that we can probably get around that size because Portland is so inconsistent. So, with that being said, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Again, I think that a trade to the Brooklyn Nets would be a great trade if the Chicago Bulls were to do this crazy trade. I know as Bulls fans, we're fired up and we're saying to ourselves, why are we doing this? But keep in mind, this is terrific, guys, to get this salary off the books, to free up our youth movement, and also to get some better pieces in there along with some draft capital. I love it. So let me know what you guys are thinking. This is Rico Greenhowe. This is another episode of Bulls Digest. I'll see you guys on the next one. Go Bulls. All right, guys. I'll see you. Peace.